Welcome back, everybody. Back with a video. Today is the day. It is gonna be Veritas versus Paladia. Honestly, in terms of the top half bracket, I think whoever wins today is more than likely going to be deciding who wins the entire tournament, right? So, not only between us versus Paladia, we have Nicophilia versus First, and I'll be honest, the top half of the bracket is the group of death, right? Let's be honest, right? You come up here, we see this bracket into the quarterfinals, and this top half compared to this bottom half, let's be honest, man. This top half is easily the group of death. Whoever wins between Nicophilia and First, which honestly I think First should easily beat out Nicophilia. Sorry for the boys in Nicophilia, but First, they're just really good when they lock in, right? And now we do have Paladia versus Veritas, which honestly is gonna be a coin flip. Either one's gonna be perfectly fine, but I think we already have an int already. So, yeah, we'll see what happens in today's war, right? But let's dive right into our first attack. For our first hit, we're going to go ahead and hit CLVN. Let's get right into it. So, top team, going to go ahead and bring FCC, right? Holy Sack, Boki, Yarn. Yeah, typical, not really typical, but it is going to be FCC we are going to be using for the specific defense. We got a Momo, yet again, coming back off the bench right here with Rod of the Alamarilis, which hopefully we do get as a playable character. We did see her inside of the Raz trailer, right? I guess it's Origin. Is it Origin? Is it considered the Origin trailer? Not really, right? But it's the Stargazing trailer, right? We do see her in her, so hopefully we eventually get her as a character. And then we have Ilanov on Adamant Shield and a DPS build. My DPS bruiser gear is horrendous. Mostly my necks, but that's really about it. Everything else I think is okay, but my necks are really down bad. Bottom team, we're going to go ahead and bring in the good old girl Christy, Bastion of Perlucia, and we do have a Lion, full bulk as we can, with Proc set and Proof of Valor. And then Spirit Eye Celine is going to be RNL and 280 speed. Could make it a little bit quicker, but I think we're perfectly fine here. I already got the I got the A-OK to go ahead and hit, right? So, you can make it quicker, but I think we're fine. Hopefully, right? Hopefully we'll get there. We'll talk about that when we get there, right? But first team, let's dive right into it. I'm nervous. I'm so nervous, right? All right, time to rub the hands together. Let's see what happens, right? We cannot afford any more ints already. Yes, you heard that correctly. No more ints are available. It is chopped. All right, we already got an int in within like one of our first 10 hits, so hopefully we're okay, right? All right, Sharon's gonna go ahead and go. My lips is smacked. I don't know if you guys picked. I don't know if the mic picked it up. All right, let's go ahead and just blow everything into Sharon. We should be perfectly fine, to be honest. Like, let's be honest here. Ilanov versus Raz. That penetration resistance we do versus the good old Genesis Raz kind of really doesn't really do much to us, right? So let's go. He's gonna go ahead and S2 into S3. Should be perfectly fine. We have IER on our FCC anyways, so therefore his seal and his collapse shouldn't really land on FCC. And there you go. That is all the damage we're going to be seeing from that Genesis Raz. That's really about it. Let's go ahead and rip S2 here. Really nothing else to worry about. Let's go S1 the Sharon and get rid of her. Yep, she's currently off the board now. And honestly, yeah, this is rip S3, right? Because next we are going to go ahead and try to beat down the... Actually, I could have saved this S3, to be honest. Could have broke the re-knock out of stealth again. I think we'll be fine. But in the meantime, we're going to go ahead and beat up the good old Genesis Raz. That's literally what's going to happen here. Honestly, let's just rip S2 again, right? Let's just top off the heals. Alright. Let's go ahead and S1 the Renac. Again, we are not a C damage necklace. We are a HP one. So my damage is a little bit lower, but bulk is more important anyways in this specific lineup anyways. So let's go ahead and S1 the Renac. Oh, I thought it was her own artifact, but I guess not. Let's go ahead and push S3 on the good old Momo. I might as well. Let's just top her off, right? Because honestly, she's kind of the only one we need to keep alive. Because FCC, not FCC, but the Renac is always going to go into her anyways. So therefore, you know, make sure to top her off. FCC shouldn't really have no problem here. It's not like it's an injury Raz anyways. So therefore, we have nothing to really worry about. Let's go ahead and Soulburn S1 on Renac. Might as well. I have no other reason to hold on to my souls in the specific fight. Let's go ahead and rip S1 on Renac. Can we stun you? Or sleep? My bad. Miss. Alright, fine by me. It's whatever. And again, it is going to be slow and steady. The Genesis Ras already lost his Scarred Covenant, so we're already perfectly fine. Alright, he can rip S3 here all he wants. It's going to do 0 damage, and it's whatever, right? Alright, let's go ahead and rip S3 on the Renak, and hopefully this kills her. We shouldn't really have anything to worry about here, right? Okay, and we're good to go. Now let's just go ahead and beat down the Ras, and that's about it. The fight is over. We're done with the first one, but the second one is what I'm a little bit worried about. I never like fighting a BBK with Celine. For obvious reasons, I just don't really like it. But let's see what happens when we get into it, right? Let's go ahead and S1. Alright. Ooh, it's a counterattack. Huh. That's not what I was expecting, but I really like the concept. Because again, right now the defenses do matter. Everyone cooking up some defenses. Definitely. And it's fun. I like that, right? I love to see that. Because in the group stages, it didn't really matter. But now it really does. So, alright, just as doing another rotation. Shouldn't really matter. Yet again. S2 into S3. Alright. Yeah. He's going to do even less damage now than he did before. Yeah, he did. Let's go rip S1. Alright. S1 again. And Momo, can you crit and finish him off? Probably not. Yeah, probably not. Alright. S1. Probably should get rid of you. Alright, he is done. Now let's look at the second fight. Oh, brother. Oh, brother. Alright, so it is going to be the BBK first. So now in this situation, right? Let me look at this. We are going to go ahead and burn. We're going to go ahead and hit Briar first. And then we're going to go ahead and hit the free run. Alright. Let's go ahead and do this. S1. We are doing this to proc the immortality on Briar Witch's area, right? This is the most important part. Sober. Click. We're doing this to proc her immortality, right? Because she's going to S3 this next turn. And then guess what? It doesn't really matter. We're perfectly fine anyways. Alright. S1 the free run here. Alright. Now Briar Witch will go ahead and S3. And we're perfectly fine, right? She's just going to die to the Christie S1. And that's really about it. Alright. That happened. And honestly, go ahead and S1 the Briar Witch's area. And she is gone. Now for BBK, let's go ahead and click S3. Well, BBK with the Celine. Rip S3. And now Belion, we go ahead and rip the good old S3. I might as well rip S3 here. I have no other reason to save this, but hopefully we should be fine, right? Alright, we have S3 here. She has his ones. Wow, she does literally 0 damage. Alright, she has his ones are Celine. Celine is going to top off from this. That's fine by me. That's very, very good. Alright, let's go ahead and S1 DBBK again. And I think we're going to have to hit her immortality again. Alright, she has 3s already, which is beautiful. Because I have always never liked the S3 situation. Alright, let's go ahead and S1 again with Celine. And I always forget. Is this her last life or another one? And she is gone. Whew. Our first hit done. Again, I never like hitting BBK. But hey, we take it. We are done with our first hit. Let's dive right into our second attack. Back with our second attack, I don't know how many hours later, maybe like 12 hours later. So in terms of update in the war, we are currently 2 hits. We have 2. Paladia has 1. It is going to be a very, very close war, so let's dive right into it. So we are going to be versus Stargazing in this second hit. We are going to go ahead and bring Renak. Good old girl Renak, kind of bulky, kind of ish. And then we do have Veritas here with her 80% EE technically, right? Compared to her passive, 50% plus 30, 80%. She is very, very bulky. Her only job is just to sit there, and that's really about it. And then we have Otelia here, literally just here for the trial points, because obviously we desperately need them. So that's really about it. You can run protection set on here if you really want to. Otherwise, it's kind of whatever. Now, bottom we got Big P at 234 ER, rest of it into bulk. We have Doris, same thing, 199 ER, but plus the additional artifact, which is going to be pushing her over the 220 threshold. Actually, she's literally right there, actually. The more I think about it, she's literally at 219, which is perfectly fine, because there's 1 ER difference. I already got the okay to go ahead, so we should be perfectly fine. Now we have Urban Shower Shoe here as well. Good enough. She's at the exact mark in terms of ER, and she's ready to go. Let's dive right into it. I'm nervous here because we already have 2 hits. I'm nervous. I'm scared. I'm very, very scared. So, just to double check, let me go ahead and run this by the guild chat. Let me look at this real quick. Alright. Let me double check all this. Yeah. Let me watch this. Know what this on the screen for me. Alright, so let's dive right into it. Your man is nervous. Very, very nervous. Alright, so let's see this. Let's see what's gonna happen here. So, alright. So obviously we do get the first turn. Again, I have to do this by textbook. Because it's very sus, I will say, for me. Alright, so, in this situation, we are going to S2 to S3, the BBK. Alright, we go on BBK first. Alright, we do this. We S2 her. We are saving the souls for Veronica. Let's go ahead and push S3 now on the good old BBK. This will proc the immortality on Freerin, which should push up a Veronica. Yeah, there you go. It does push up a Veronica by the 80%. Now, in this situation, we're going to go ahead and soul burn Veronica onto the BBK. Thankfully, that's why we have the souls here. And then we can just detonate on the BBK, and then we have nothing to really worry about, and we are done with the first round. Again, I had to look at this because this is my first time using this comp, and I have to be extremely careful. So hopefully you guys do understand that. You just heard my alarm right now because of work. My bad. Alright, but pretty much done with the first hit. Oh, that scared me. That was very, very loud. You guys probably got it. I completely forgot about that. Alright, so there you go. BBK is down. Now it's literally just the latest skill. Let's push this because I've never seen this in such a long time. Wow, we were able to silence that. That's kind of crazy, you know. Alright, now Renok will break out of this. S2 into S1. And there you go. Perfectly fine. GG easy. Now the second round. I don't know. Hey, he says this door should be fine. I would love to see out because, bro, I don't really like taking dark units. Well, light units into Hua Young. I really don't like it, but they say it's okay. I guess it's because Doors has a 30% damage reduction, but doesn't Hua Young go through that? I don't really remember Hua Young's S3 skill because very rare do I ever use this unit actually on offense, right? So in this situation, your goal is literally just to focus Hua Young, right? You focus Hua Young, the match is gonna be over. And of course, she counters right away. Who would have thought? All right, Festival Eater doing Festival Eater things. We didn't get tagged whatsoever. So now in this situation, we're gonna go ahead and throw up the good old defense buff. Yeah, we throw up defense buff. Gotta be careful with this. Gotta be really, really careful with this, right? So we throw this on there, and that's really about it. All right. So now in this situation, I am tempted to. So what if I just rip S3 on the good old Selena over there? Huh. I'm thinking. Because I can just get rid of Selena right away, right? Let me just hit her. I don't really think we have to really worry about the Hua Young. Yeah, we could beat down the Selena perfectly fine. Alright, Hua Young is 20k. I think she was 22k before the initial. Actually, she was 23. Alright, so let's go ahead and S1 the Hua Young. There you go. Very, very nice. Now, I am going to more than likely. I don't even need. Actually, do I need to? I really don't need to push anything here. I could just S1. Let's just S1 the Hua Young, right? S1 her. Let's go ahead and rip S3 on the Hua Young now. Now, she should more than likely probably die from this. If not, it's perfectly fine. It's perfectly fine if she doesn't. I don't mind going another round. She counters. Doesn't really matter because we do have defense buff. Alright. Let's go ahead and S1 the... Let's S1 the Hua Young, right? S1 her, get rid of her. And now Herbashao Shu should be able to get rid of her in this next rotation, right? Let's go ahead and rip S1 here. Counter attack again. Who would have thought? No surprise. She S1s again. Alright. Now let's go ahead and push, honestly. Let's push up Herbashao Shu. I might as well push her up. It is free CR. So this should get rid of Hua Young, and then Big P can just go beat up the good old Celine. And then we're perfectly smart. And of course, she counters yet again. Good thing is, she's not alive still, right? Let's go ahead and S1 the Spirit Eye Celine. And we got the dual attack. Ooh, and she counters. Oof. I mean, we should be fine, right? We are very, very tanky here. Yeah, we should be fine. We should be fine. Hopefully, right? So now in this situation, we're literally going to have to rip S3 into the Celine, but it should kill her. If we crit, it is what it is. Okay, that's perfectly fine. But Now we are done with our second attack. Very, very clean. It looked a little bit spooky, but not really. Not that much, but it was more about just if we were going to crit or not with our Urban Shadow Shoe. But even if we crit, we're perfectly fine. We're like, what, 28k on our Urban Shadow Shoe? So, like, with defense buff, we shouldn't really die to the Spirit Isolate. Alright. S1. And now I could just, technically I could literally just auto this if I really want to, but we're not going to. S1 this. Alright. Slowly but surely we've been erased, and one more S3, and we are done with our second hit. Again, spooky Guild War. Spooky Guild War, because like I said earlier, whoever wins today's Guild Wars are more than likely going to be finding out the winner, right? For our match and the Necrophilia versus First. But we are done with our second attack. Let's dive right into our last and final hit. For our last and final hit, we're going to go ahead and hit 1080-50 main stronghold. We're going to go ahead and bring Oxlox. Yes, our good old boy Oxlox at 305 speed. We do have Veronica with the imprint, same build as the last match. And then we have BBK at about 216 speed, full DPS, right? Bottom team is going to be the exact same thing in terms of doors. We did just put on immunity because of payroll reasons. And then we have Big P over here just on protection and adamant shield. And then Renox is the exact same thing. But the only difference is that we basically made it a little bit more faster, a little bit more HP. And then that's really about it. So now let's dive right into it yet again. I will be checking notes. I have to follow this. We're already down one int. Gonna have to go ahead and, lock in and be careful. So let's go ahead and get right into it. So top team should be very, very straightforward. Right, we're literally just going to boost up our BBK, and the match is basically over at that point, right? Let me double check the artifacts. Book is good. BBK is good. All right. Actually, let me double check the EE, because this is my second BBK. All right, that's good. All right, but let's get right into it. Doris is going to guard Ice Crystal. Yes, she is. All right, and then we're good to go. Whew. Surely. I'm nervous. I'm scared. Oh, I'm scared. All right, let's do it. It is going to be our final hit of the Guild War. Alright, so it is a renewable, obviously very, very omega fast upgrade secret. Let's go ahead and push up our good old girl, Oxlox. Not Oxlox, our BBK. Gonna push her up. Then we're gonna go ahead and rip S3 here. Raw, right? We're not gonna soul burn this. We are gonna save the soul burn, and that's really about it. Because this Freeman does not have any souls. She is potentially maybe on Crown or something. Not really too sure what she's currently on, but since she doesn't have any souls, we can just go ahead and rip it into her, and we have nothing to really worry about. Veronica, go ahead and soul burn S3 into S1. Very, very straightforward. Team number 1. Team number 2 is the one I'm kind of a little bit skeptical about. They say it's fine, but let's get into it. I never liked taking Renok into Setsuka, but let's find out. Alright, so in this situation, we're literally going to go ahead and rip S2 on the Lorena. Surely we hit. Don't miss. I don't want to see Setsuka. Alright, now we can go ahead and rip S3 on their Setsuka. It's a very, very fast Setsuka, as you can see, right? Absolutely disgusting. Absolutely disgusting how fast she is, right? And there you go. Actually, Setsuka died. Never mind, everything died. Alright, everything died. Never mind. I was over here nervous about it. I thought it was a slow Setsuka. I did not see anything about it being a very, very fast. But, hey, we take it. That's a big dub in our book. Let's go ahead and push up the Renac. We might as well. Hey, GG's, boys. We 6-0'd in the most important Guild War of the tournament thus far. Again, we need to win today to actually progress into the next round. But again, these are some big boys teams. These are some big boy guilds. Paladia, Necrophilia, First. Hey, man. If we win, we win. Otherwise, again, it's a bracket of death up here. So, yeah. But other than that, though, we are basically done. Ended off with a big OS stream. And we are done with Guild War. Man, oh man, is it going to be our last? Let's find out later tonight. But other than that, though, thank you guys for watching the video. Hope you have a good day. And I will see you guys later on. Peace out.